Ferb, I know what we're gonna do today.
What's up, everybody? I'm so excited. I finally get to give you my review of Phineas and Ferb, the movie Candace Against the Universe. This movie was freaking awesome, and we're gonna jump right into it. So if you're a huge Phineas and Ferb super fan like I am, I got so excited when they announced that they were doing a whole new movie. And this movie is called Phineas and Ferb, the movie Candace Against the Universe. What I really like about this movie is the fact that it's all about Candace, and we follow her and her usual things where she's trying to bust her brothers and all that jazz, and it takes a turn. But we're gonna get right into that now. So the movie opens up with Candace riding her bike around the neighborhood and singing this wonderful song, and I think it's called "What a Beautiful Day." And she's singing, it's all nice and stuff, and then you see those three, you'll recognize these three guys who sing in the show, kind of like an echo or whatever, and they're riding their bikes too as well. And Candace goes from happy to then mad because she starts thinking about her brothers and like busting them, and then she goes back to happy. It's like, oh, but it's a beautiful day, and then goes back to angry, and then ends with like happy and all that stuff. So she gets home, and what are her brothers doing? They got some contraption that's got like these clouds, and they're just jumping on it with their friends, Baljeet, Buford, and Isabella. And of course, what does Candace want to do? She wants to bust them. So she right away calls her mom, and of course her mom's like, what is it, Candace? And she's like, yo, the boys got something back in the backyard. You got to get over here quick. And, all sinister and all that. She goes, that laugh is just so creepy. I mean, Ashley Tisdale does such a fantastic job voicing Candace. From the show to the one movie to then the specials they did. That laugh it's a creepy laugh. And while this is all happening, back at Doofenshmirtz People Incorporated, Doofenshmirtz and Perry are in this combat battle where he's actually got like his own platypus kind of, almost like an iron. I don't know. It's this really cool platypus suit that he's in that he controls with the controls and stuff, like a real combat suit. And ultimately, of course, Perry finds out how to take it down, and then he beats him and all that. And it's just funny how they kind of intercut from like, okay, she's trying to bust her brothers, to then, oh yeah, but also meanwhile Perry over here is like fighting Doofenshmirtz as usual, and then always finds some little way to defeat him. And those are some of the stuff I really loved about the show, was anytime Perry and Doofenshmirtz always went at it, because Perry always found the one little thing that could take out his contraption, and it was always like the easiest thing. And yeah, so her mom finally gets home, and she's telling her, look back there, look, it's over there. And it's just because what happens to Doofenshmirtz's suit, I forgot what it was called, but it ultimately sucks. It starts sucking like all the stuff from the suit away, like the fluff or the clouds, whatever, and ultimately takes the suit all the way up to his building. And then the mom finally turns around. Of course, it's not there, and Candace is like lost it and just given up. Like, why do I bother with this crap? It's like she'll never ever bust her brothers, and she ultimately just gives up at that point. So Phineas and Ferb go to talk to their sister and see how she's doing, and she ultimately tells them, the universe doesn't want me to bust you guys. The universe is always against me. And I give up. And she just walks away sad. And then in that moment, Phineas tells Ferb, I think we should get her a gift to show her how much she's appreciated and stuff. She doesn't realize how lucky she is to have those two as brothers, and she never did in the show. Well, maybe at times, but this movie, she ultimately figures out that her brothers are a lot more special than she thinks, and learns to appreciate them more. But we'll get to that eventually. So she's sitting on the front lawn, sad and moping, and then Doofenshmirtz's daughter Vanessa shows up, and they talk for a little bit, and then this spaceship actually lands out of nowhere, and she's banging on this saying like, hey, Phineas and Ferb, what'd you create now? And then it takes both of the girls up, and then Phineas and Ferb show up, and he has this gift all wrapped up. We don't know what's in this box. And he's like, Candace, where are you going? And then Ferb takes a snapshot because for some reason it has a license plate, which is kind of weird, but it's an animated show. You can get away with anything in animation, like at this point. So they search around the ship that they're in, and they find these escape pods. Now, when they find the escape pods, these other aliens that actually are controlling the ship notice them, and Vanessa ends up escaping one of these escape pods, but Candace gets captured. And ultimately, they're being taken to this planet called Fibla Ut. Very weird name. Phineas and Ferb decide to build up their own portal with Baljeet, Buford, and Isabella. And they finish it and they walk right through it, but it doesn't take them to that planet. It actually takes them to Doofenshmirtz's building, which apparently he was also doing this. He had the same idea, which was build a portal to find Vanessa. And they have a funny interaction where Baljeet's like, take Buford, take him. And also they meet Norm, of course, the robot. And, who's the nicest robot you'll ever meet. And they all decide to work together. And they go inside Doofenshmirtz's spaceship that he just for some reason has sitting there. But it's called a Spacinator, I think. And they decide to take off into space to go rescue Candace and Vanessa. Candace is then taken to their leader, whose name is Super Big Doctor. That's a really weird name. But then again, this show has a lot of weird people with weird names, which is why I love the show. And as it turns out, Super Big Doctor understands what Candace is going through because she also has two brothers of her own that drive her crazy. And that's ultimately why she moves to that planet and becomes the leader. Because I guess she feels more appreciated there. And she can kind of do whatever she wants, and her brothers aren't there to annoy her. She actually tells Candace that she has this thing called Remarkalonium, which makes her very important to the people and also very special. What she doesn't realize is that actually means carbon dioxide, actually. And it's what Big Doctor needs to control all the people on that planet and become basically like the supreme leader, in a way. Later in the movie, Candace actually ends up giving away the fact that we breathe carbon dioxide here on Earth, and so Big Doctor decides, you know what, screw this planet, I'm gonna go take over Earth. So almost like a classic takeover movie by aliens, which is really fun. But we'll get to that, and we'll get to that in a second. So they arrive on the planet, and just to fast forward a bit, Phineas and Ferb find Candace, and they try to reconcile with her and try to give her their gift. She refuses, and Big Doctor's soldiers take them away and lock them up in a prison. And of course, Perry rescues them and they get out. So Big Doctor, heads down to Earth, and Phineas, Ferb, and the gang team up with these people called the Cowards, who are the original inhabitants of the planet, and they help them go down to Earth and fight off Big Doctor and hopefully save Candace and show her that she is really appreciated and stuff. So as they're attacking the alien city, which I forgot to mention, they're attacking the alien city. They give Candace the gift, which is a mug, and it has all these images of their previous adventures. And of course, she then gets emotional and feels the love, and decides to team up with her brothers and their friends to take out Big Doctor and her alien army. All of a sudden, Big Doctor becomes huge, but then this other plant thing called Mama eats her up, or at least swallows her in. And she's kind of invading the city now. And they fight off Mama with Doofenshmirtz and Vanessa, who managed to come back from the island on this flying creature thing. Or actually, no, it's this machine that he had, and he kind of reworked it a bit. And then they have this dragon creature that they fly and are fighting off Mama and stuff like that. So they fight off Mama, and Big Doctor gets spit out. The Cowards take her away. The day is saved, and Candace actually has a chance to bust her brothers because she sees her mom arriving with the car, but instead she says, go get pizza for us. And she's in a really good mood, and her mom's like, okay. And then there's this big, awesome song number with everybody, not just Candace and her brothers and the gang, but also Jeremy and her best friend, and all the people of Danville, basically. And they're all over the place singing stuff, and the movie ends with this amazing number and such a great ending to it. Such a great movie. So there's actually a mid-credit scene involving Phineas and Candace's stepfather, Ferb's father, where he actually discovers the portal, and just not to go too far into it, but basically ends up destroying the portal. And the mom actually arrives with the pizza and is like, "What happened to you?" He said, "I have no idea." But it was such a great movie, and I hope you all, if you're fans of the show, you watch the movie. It's so good. It's so good. Like, I love Phineas and Ferb and Candace and all the gang. Again, just A++, thumbs up, man, for this movie. It was phenomenal. And I 110% recommend this movie, especially for your families. Watch the dang movie. Thank you all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed my review of Phineas and Ferb, the movie Candace Against the Universe. Again, highly recommend this movie. You will not regret it. So hit that subscribe button, hit the notifications, do all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next video.